Is the old world order of institutions and rules dead? A lot of people are asking whether Donald Trump is tearing down the old world order based on rules and institutions and is building a new one based on great powers and spheres of influence. Let's see. Way back, there were empires. Everybody was in an empire of one sort, or else they were in between, and if the empires disagreed, they fought a war. And as the nation states emerged and technology advanced, these wars became more and more destructive, until in the first half of the 20th century, we had the two most destructive world wars ever, at the end of which we could destroy ourselves with nuclear weapons. And people said, that's not a good idea. Let's build a better system that tries to prevent these wars breaking out in the first place. That's why we have the UN, that's why we have the International Rule of Law, the International Court of Justice, all these institutions that are aimed to enable us to talk about the problems rather than fight about them. And while growth was enormous, poverty was reduced, people got a lot richer, they got more unequal as well. So a lot of people began to feel, this system isn't working for me, I'm being ripped off. In America, those people elected Donald Trump. And he came in, he introduced what he calls his national security strategy. The essence of which is, America is big, rich, strong, stronger than anybody else, so they should give it what it wants. And he started implementing this in Venezuela. It doesn't agree with them. Take the leader out, make them do what you want. Step 2, make America bigger. Not just greater, but physically bigger by taking over Greenland. That creates problems for others though, particularly Europe, who say, hang on a minute, that's against the rules. And Trump says, doesn't matter, bigger than you, do it, or else I'll put on tariffs, at worst, I'll go and take it for myself. This is very encouraging to people like Xi Jinping in China, to Vladimir Putin in Russia, who are also big and strong. And they say, yeah, okay, we'd like to take what we want as well. This path always leads to war, because sooner or later, in one of those spheres of influence bumps into the other one, and they start fighting over the resources, or the land, or the people, and it's not a good recipe for future peace. However, there's now a large majority of countries in the world. We now have 193 independent sovereign states, most of which are small and benefit from the system the way it works at the moment. They need to get together and make their voice heard before the great powers carve it up between themselves. They need to reinforce the institutions that exist if we're to survive.